6 signs that God is telling you to keep waiting for that person He revealed to you. Yes, my darling. Have you been in a situation that you are waiting for a man? Maybe God have revealed to you that this man is your husband, but the man is not making a move. In this episode, I want to share with you 6 signs that will prove to you that God is telling you to keep waiting. I have been there. If you listen to all my message, all my videos, you can understand that I have been there. Grab your pen, grab your paper. But before we move on, I want to say thank you so much for your massive support. Number 1, you will find peace in your waiting. Yes. My darling, may I tell you there is difference between waiting in peace and waiting in pieces. Yes. I have seen some people, they know that God wants them to wait, but they turn their waiting into pieces. What did I mean? Murmuring. God, I've been waiting for this man. This man is not coming. Look at me. I just look like they turn them waiting as a pity party. Please, if you notice that you are waiting in peace, like you are at peace waiting, this is one of my experience. You guys know that I told you that I waited for my husband for 7 years, but yes, I was waiting in peace. Reason because I know what God showed me. That's why I encourage you before you start any dating, pray and ask God, is this person is the right person? So you don't end up wasting your time waiting for someone who is not the right person. So if you notice that you are waiting in peace, not in pieces, my darling, it's a sign that God is telling you to keep waiting. Number 2, if you notice that in your waiting, you are not distracted by what other people are saying and what you are seeing. Let me use myself as an example. I told you that I waited many years before my husband finally married me. But in all, I wasn't distracted with what people are saying. Yes, I will come to your wedding, dance for you, buy you big gifts. You know that I love to give people big gifts, buy you so many things, but that doesn't distract me from my waiting. If you notice that in your waiting, you are not distracted, you are not demotivated by, when people say this person have married, or demotivated from what you see in Facebook and Instagram, it's a sign that God is telling you to keep waiting for Him. Another sign that will show you that God wants you to keep waiting for Him is when you notice that your spiritual life is growing. Yes. Sometimes we think that waiting means that God is working on the person, but God may be working on us. I want to use myself also as an example. When I was waiting for our daddy to marry me, may I tell you that God was working on me. Just as I told you guys that I was not someone who is patient when I was young, but waiting for that long time for 7 years, I learned to eat patient like a food. Yes, I can be patient till eternity. Also, something that happened to me in my waiting is I learned to deepen my relationship with God. That was the moment I learned to hear from God, to fast, to pray, and it's still helping me to date. So if you notice that your spiritual life is also growing even in your waiting, my dear, is a sign that God is keep telling you, keep waiting for Him, I am building you. Another sign that will show you that God wants you to keep waiting is God will send friends and relatives who will encourage you in your waiting. Yes. Let me also give you example with myself. When I was waiting, one of my friend, our pastor, Mama Helen, was always there for me. She kept telling me, we will conquer, let's keep waiting. And other of my mentors, they are always there for me. So if you notice that God is surrounding you with people who will encourage you to keep waiting for what God has spoken about your future partner, to keep waiting for him, my dear, is a sign that God wants you to keep waiting. Because the truth is this: God will not just want you to wait without giving you supporting system that will help you in your waiting. God will not just tell you to wait. Yes, of course, I know some people may come and talk down on you. I have experienced it. When I told one of my friend that I was waiting for my husband, God showed me. She called me and said, Gloria, you are most foolish person on earth. How can you wait for a man that doesn't know you are existing? But in all, when I look at my left, I look at my right, I see mentors, friends who are there with me, telling me to wait for what God have shown me. So God will surround you with people who will encourage you to wait for what He has shown you. Another signs that will show you that God wants you to wait for Him is God will be building your contentment. Yes. Because may I tell you why we rush into things is because we are not contented with what we have. You will notice that God is building your patience, your contentment, and God is equipping you, because when God will give you that man, you will see how you will cherish it. May I tell you that many women today, they spoil their marriage because they get it on a platter form. They feel like, oh, this man is so easy to get, and therefore they don't care. But for those of us who waited for long and who prayed so hard, may I tell you, you will not joke with that marriage, because you know that if you joke with it, because you know what you suffered before that man came. So whenever you see that God is telling you to wait for the person, He is and come, you will cherish him, you will cherish your marriage. You will not just be careless in that marriage, you will be intentional. My darling, may I tell you that I am intentional in my marriage. I am intentional in my home. I want my children to learn from me. The last but not the least is, whenever you are waiting, God will also reveal to you the areas in your relationship you need to grow. Yes. My darling, may I tell you that if you don't grow in your relationship, there is no way you can grow your marriage. If you are someone who don't know how to forgive in advance, if you don't know how to love people, if you don't know how to take nonsense, if you don't know how to stoop for others to go high, my dear, it will be difficult for you to excel in your marriage. So if you notice that God is building your life in the area of relationship, my darling, is a sign that God is telling you to keep waiting for that person that He have showed you, He have prepared for you. I hope this episode bless you. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and if you have any question, don't hesitate to ask. God bless you, and I love you all. Shalom.